The father wound. How the absence of a father shapes your personality. There's a subtle, often unconscious void that can ripple through a person's life, shaping decisions, relationships, and even their very sense of self. This is the father wound, a deep psychological scar left by the literal or emotional absence of the paternal figure. It's not just about a lack of presence. It's about the missing archetypal energy that a father can provide, leaving an imprint on the developing psyche that Carl Jung's work helps us understand. This wound isn't always obvious. It often manifests in complex patterns of behavior and belief. Jungian psychology suggests that the father archetype represents structure, authority, guidance, logic, and the connection to the external world. When this archetype is absent, distorted, or negatively experienced, the child's developing ego struggles to form a secure sense of self, leading to various compensatory behaviors. This isn't about blaming anyone, but about recognizing the profound impact of this early dynamic on the adult personality. The void left by a father's absence can be filled with insecurity or an exaggerated need for control. For men, the father wound can manifest as a struggle with identity, a difficulty in asserting themselves, or an excessive need for external validation. They might grapple with feelings of inadequacy, constantly seeking approval from authority figures or peers. The absence of a strong, healthy masculine role model can lead to a fragmented sense of manhood, oscillating between aggression and passivity. They may struggle with commitment, viewing responsibility as a burden rather than a path to strength. Consider a driven entrepreneur who achieves massive success but feels a persistent emptiness, constantly chasing the next big win. This insatiable drive, while appearing positive, can sometimes be a subconscious attempt to earn the approval of an absent or emotionally distant father. For women, the father wound can deeply influence their relationships with men and their own sense of self-worth. They might seek paternal approval in romantic partners, leading to relationships marked by dependency or an unconscious yearning for a figure who can provide the stability they lacked. Conversely, some women might develop a deep distrust of men, creating barriers to intimacy. Their inner masculine energy, the animus, might become overly critical or underdeveloped, leading to a sense of internal imbalance. Think of a woman who repeatedly chooses partners who are emotionally unavailable, mirroring the detachment experienced with her father. This pattern, though painful, is an unconscious attempt to resolve the original wound. One common manifestation of the father wound is a deep-seated fear of abandonment. Having experienced a primary male figure leaving or being emotionally unavailable, the individual may struggle with trust and intimacy in adult relationships. This fear can lead to clinginess, pushing partners away or avoiding deep connections, altogether creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of loneliness. The unconscious mind anticipates rejection even when it is not present. This can be seen in figures like Steve Jobs, whose early adoption played a complex role in his relentless pursuit of control and perfection, arguably stemming from a deeper need for validation and belonging. Another symptom is a struggle with authority figures. The absence of a healthy paternal influence can result in either an extreme defiance against authority or an excessive subservience to it. Neither extreme allows for a balanced and mature relationship with power, whether in the workplace, society, or personal life. This often stems from an unresolved need for paternal guidance or rebellion against perceived control. A CEO who micromanages every detail, unable to delegate or trust his team, might unconsciously be mirroring an early experience with an overbearing or unreliable paternal figure. Individuals with a father wound may also struggle with setting boundaries and defining their own sense of self. The absence of clear structure and guidance from a paternal figure during formative years can leave them feeling ungrounded and unsure of their own limits. This can lead to being easily manipulated, people-pleasing, or, conversely, an inability to compromise. They may constantly seek external affirmation of their worth rather than building it internally. Friedrich Nietzsche, the philosopher who famously proclaimed God is dead, wrestled with profound existential questions and a lifelong search for meaning, which some scholars link to his early loss of his father and a subsequent struggle with authority and absolute truths. His philosophy, in part, can be seen as an attempt to forge new values in the absence of traditional paternalistic structures. The yearning for the absent father energy can lead to projections onto others. People might unconsciously seek out figures who embody the missing paternal qualities, whether positive or negative. This can lead to idealization of mentors or partners, followed by bitter disappointment when these individuals inevitably fall short of the idealized image. The unconscious desire for the father figure shapes choices in ways not immediately obvious. This dynamic is often played out in mentor-mentee relationships, where the mentee seeks not just guidance, but an almost paternal figure, and can be devastated if the mentor proves fallible. Healing the father wound involves a conscious process of acknowledging the impact of the past, grieving what was lost, and integrating the missing archetypal energies within oneself. This is not about blaming the father, but about understanding the psychological legacy he left. It requires courage to face the pain and the void that may have been present for decades. This journey demands radical self-honesty and a willingness to sit with discomfort. One crucial step is to differentiate from the literal father and connect with the archetype of the good father within the collective unconscious. This inner figure can provide the guidance, protection, and validation that may have been lacking in childhood. Through active imagination, dream work, or therapy, individuals can begin to internalize this positive paternal energy, developing their own inner authority and strength. This process is about building an internal compass, an unshakable sense of self-reliance that doesn't depend on external validation. Therapy, particularly Jungian-oriented therapy, can provide a safe space to explore the origins of the father, wound, and process the associated emotions. A therapist can act as a temporary container for the projected paternal archetype, helping the individual to gradually internalize healthy boundaries and a secure sense of self. This process can be long and challenging, but immensely rewarding. It's like finding a skilled guide to navigate a complex and often painful landscape, slowly illuminating the hidden pathways to healing. Engaging with positive masculine archetypes in literature, mythology, or real-life mentors can also aid in healing. Identifying with figures who embody strength, integrity, wisdom, and responsibility can help to fill the archetypal void and provide healthier models for personal development. This external inspiration can ignite internal growth. For example, studying the life of someone like Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, offers a model of self-discipline, duty, and inner strength that can help integrate positive paternal qualities. Ultimately, healing the father wound is a profound journey of individuation, where the individual takes responsibility for their own psychological development. It involves transforming the pain of absence into a source of inner strength and resilience. It is about becoming your own wise and guiding inner parent, capable of providing the structure, support, and acceptance that may have been missing. This internal parenting allows for a more secure and stable foundation for life. This healing process leads to greater self-reliance, healthier relationships, and a more integrated sense of self. It allows individuals to break free from old patterns that no longer serve them, enabling them to live more authentically and purposefully. The wound, once a source of pain, can become a catalyst for profound personal growth and the cultivation of inner wholeness. It is a testament to the human spirit's capacity for transformation, turning past adversity into a powerful force for future flourishing. Beyond individual healing, recognizing the father wound can foster greater empathy in society. Understanding how deeply early experiences shape us allows for more compassionate responses to complex behaviors. It highlights the critical role that healthy masculine energy plays in individual development and collective well-being. This deeper understanding moves us beyond superficial judgments. The journey to heal the father wound is not about erasing the past, but about integrating it. It's about acknowledging the pain, extracting the lessons, and consciously choosing to build a stronger, more complete self. This process empowers you to redefine your legacy, not as a victim of circumstances, but as the architect of your own psychological destiny. The future you build can transcend the limitations of the past.